welcome to Jhank Gaming for the 4th session of the Shadow Kingdom Dungeons & Dragons campaign. I am joined here with Austin as Gato. We got Ryan as Mama June, or Mother June. We have Adam as... Oh god, No, don't you help me. Don't you help me. Dr. Ludwig Richter. Dr. Ludwig Richter. And Nick as Jhank. And we left off going to bed on Sunday, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to start off this game waking up bright and early, unless someone for some reason wants to wake up early, or all are going to wake up at the same time.
Did you want to wake up early?
Okay, you wake up early. It changes nothing. You wait for them to come and talk to you anyway.
So his entire Sunday was just sitting around, being in a cell?
Pretty much.
Was he able to sit?
I'm on like triple strapped down now.
Yeah. He's literally been strapped to a table for a day.
Not the worst treatment I've had.
They don't clean it up your poopies.
Sounds like their problem more than mine.
Sounds like both your problems.
I'll go nose blind to it.
That's true.
It's their problem more than it's my problem.
Okay, so you all walk down to the breakfast nook, unless you have something to talk about beforehand.
Probably not until we've gathered with the lieutenants. I don't know if we're meeting with them in the morning or evening or...
Okay. You walk down to breakfast, and your lieutenants are sitting at a table with their heads together talking, and they look up as you walk down and go,
Did we introduce Abbott to them?
No, Abbott hasn't been around yet.
Okay.
Your lawyer is sitting there looking very smug and proud of himself, and your other two lieutenants look a bit nervous and unhappy.
Nuts.
They walk over and go, hey guys, we're gonna need a little more time. We didn't have a proper layout of the city and couldn't. We didn't find anyone suitable.
We'll talk business after breakfast.
Breakfast, and we'll head up to one of the rooms to chat.
Okay. So they sit down and start eating.
Mm-hmm.
Lawyer man is over there filling out paperwork for something or another. You're not sure.
Yeah.
Perform something a lawyer would
perform a short ritual before eating to thank Renette for our meal.
What's your perception?
Passively?
Yes.
14.
Everyone else have relatively low perceptions? Not you, Victor, not there.
12.
16.
12.
Okay. Yeah, none of you knows. Okay. So yeah, you guys are...
Well, remember, like, the highest somebody really could have is like 17. Mostly like expertise perception.
Mm-hmm.
And you said yours was 16?
14.
14, yeah. 14, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my point is theirs isn't like super low or nothing. It's not like a 10 or a 12.
Yes, but this is a passive.
Ours is literally 12.
That's like average.
Yeah, this is a passive thing. So yeah, you guys finish up your eating and you go up to talk to your lieutenants, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Until we get the room, did Abbott show up for the meeting as well?
He was not informed that there was a meeting.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
I don't know if we told him what time.
Well, we told them to be here Monday morning.
Yeah.
Morning? Okay.
Alright, and yeah, Abbott was there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hi guys, how are you?
So
Good. It's like we're going to discuss business. Follow us.
yeah, so we'll go ahead and get this going. Go ahead and say this is Abbott, and he will be taking over some of the financial work within the organization.
The lawyer goes, excellent. Starts handing Abbott paper. Lots and lots of papers, and Abbott goes, oh goodness.
Feel free to catch him up to speed.
And he's just like picking up papers and like reorganizing them relatively quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like nervous as like he seems to be, as much paperwork as that lawyer keeps sending him, Abbott is rearranging it in what seems like a relatively efficient way.
Okay. So You two. So what's the story? What have you found out? Do you have any leads at least?
A couple leads. We just, we didn't really have enough time to do to fully vet people before we invite them. I didn't want to pick someone haphazardly.
Okay, as long as you're thorough.
Why?
I don't know.
And Jake was just kind of sitting there going, not really saying much for his explanation. And poor Molly is just very nervous and not terribly proud of herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should have some information for you by next week if you want me to keep working on gathering someone for logistics.
If we could probably look into that ourselves and spend our week doing that and have them start looking for income lines.
Well, we've also got Gato who's gone missing.
Yeah, that's what we're...
Wait, the boss was going missing?
Yes.
Well,
Friday night he went and did some fights down by the docks.
and hasn't been back to the inn since. So, while it's possible that
He was just on a bender. Or,
he's gone off to as part of one of his jobs, and we'd still like him located.
yeah.
He left communication here.
And he hasn't been able to reach him over the sending stones.
Molly's like, so you want me to get on that?
Yeah,
Well-
and say,
It's like, I'm definitely going to go do some looking and checking around today also. But because sending them out takes an entire week. I don't know if Gato would have an entire week.
well, they'd be pulled back as soon as he's located.
True.
Yeah, that is true. The way it works is if you send them out on a specific task, especially like the info gathering thing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I give her a roll per day, which with increasing probability. 7 days is a guarantee within the 7th day they'll have found something.
Hmm.
But if they find it on like the first day, they'll come back instantly with the information they found.
You say we had two of them searching for a lieutenant, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So they laid some groundwork. We can probably leave one of them finishing up probably that.
It depends on if we want Jake to go with her to make sure she's safe, but
Molly looks quite offended that you don't think she's perfectly capable. of
Yeah,
keeping
no,
herself
they're
safe.
capable.
Yeah.
We were sending them together for increased
probability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got some groundwork together. And
Because I went, Gato found, and then I was planning to go and talk to Doomstayer by myself if we could get other people to get the other stuff that we need done.
Okay,
we can definitely look for Gato. Already tracked down to what bar he was. Might have found pulling out whatever broken arrow shaft. Could have been anyone, but found this and some blood.
Where? Molly looks quite interested at you.
Describe where along, because it was between whatever that bar and here, but
Okay, that gives me some ideas. I can look into it.
okay. You do that. Jake, continue on logistics, or maybe looking into some soft targets we could hit for.
We need the
Cash.
lieutenant.
We need the lieutenant.
Yeah.
first.
Well, I meant we were gonna do the.
our focus really has to also be him until he's found.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say if in that we can, our we're much more flexible.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So he's Lieutenant Abbott. Do we just want organizing gambling or going through?
oh, yeah, he'll be able to start getting stuff done once he's caught up to speed.
Howard goes, if you guys are looking for gambling, wouldn't it behoove you to have a place to do that at?
Mhm.
I could start looking into some of those, some places that might be within a reasonable price range.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
That'd be good, and I'd also
He looks up at is the lawyer Stephen McQueen, and says, "If you could help me out with some zoning law issues."
say that'd be good, and I'd also like to get some additional information on how. Basically, we can get in good with the Brothers of the Scale since they seem to be passing a lot of the money through this place.
Oh, okay. I'm sure we could figure that out. And he looks over at Jake, the snake farming Farmington. He says, "Can I count on you?" And Jakes go, He goes, "Don't worry, boss. I got these guys."
Okay.
Alright.
And they're like, "You need us for anything else?" Or Molly goes, "Do you need me for anything else?"
No, Gatos are a big thing for you. We want to talk to our lawyer's not Jake. He is.
All right, you guys have fun.
Steve.
I got work to do. And she wanders off.
Yeah. Gato's priority, and then the logistics will come after that.
Yeah. Steve, give us a rundown of the, I guess, local laws of what drugs are illegal or gambling or blood sports or stuff like that.
Mutual combat is allowed, so blood sports is allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Gambling has to be regulated through the Brothers of the Scale, which just means that they make sure the government gets their cut. Drugs, for the most part, aren't really a thing. I mean, there's alcohol, but they don't have... all the drugs are incredibly upscale.
Yeah.
And not illegal because the people who use them have the kind of money that the law wouldn't apply to them anyway.
So there's no, lower class, relatively unobtrusive drugs?
I mean, there's mushrooms, but they're not illegal.
Okay, well, keep that in mind. Obviously, probably racketeering's illegal.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously.
Prostitution?
Perfectly legal. Again, taxed.
Brothers of the Scale again?
Yes, there's other ways for you to balance your debt with them on that part, though. They seem to be rather fond of it. Honestly, it makes great margins. You let them in a couple times a month, and they take their pay,
Okay.
and it doesn't cost you a penny.
I guess,
Very strong views against slavery, though.
okay, no slavery here.
Well, I mean, what really counts as slavery?
Slavery.
That'd be a great question if you were there to ask it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you're about to find out.
Mutual combat, you actually have to agree to this, technically.
Yes. Quiet, combat slave. We're not to you yet.
I've been a slave before. Wouldn't be the first time.
Is there any good market for bounty hunting other gangs or other stuff like that?
There's some bounties and things of that nature. In this area, there aren't really any other gangs to deal with. And in the other areas, I haven't really looked into them yet because I figured you'd want a foothold first.
Yeah.
Basic laws and zoning in this area.
Any way we can get any sort of cut with the food coming in and going out?
It's all unionized. Unless you want to start doing highway robbery type activities, I imagine it would be super easy to muscle your way in unless you actually took over union leadership.
And that'd probably be the way we'd want to go.
Yeah.
I figured you'd like that.
Or perhaps
Blackmail and other stuff
recruiting union leaders.
like that.
Yeah, we'll eventually just have to get people in and replace them.
Yeah.
There is another issue, though.
Yes.
It's not necessarily law, but did someone upset the church?
Well, I went and talked with Priscilla.
She gave a rather rousing speech on Saturday about usurpers and people spreading false prophets and described you rather accurately. So, have fun dealing with that.
I mean, if we need to do anything.
Yeah. Also, probably, do we know you are just keeping this up as a foothold or actually believe this?
No, I believe.
Oh, you do believe. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna,
Just go full in black. I'm just asking questions. What?
Yeah.
What is the goddess of the heart so afraid of? That I'm just sitting here. I'm just asking questions.
And she, if you want to know, she got well, I guess personally disturbed
Mhm.
because honestly, she's a frog in a well who knows nothing of the ocean. The
That is the most nonsensical simile or metaphor that I've ever freaking heard.
yeah. But her church was founded 500 years ago, which is in living memory of my people. So you can imagine that me having something that's beyond her scope of imagining in her little town.
No, I just meant were you using religion as a cover for your thing? It's like this is all a sham, or you actually believed in the hearth person,
No,
like
I
the
do.
player. Oh, okay. It could have totally been a grift we were going to play on these people. I didn't know if you were buying your own supply.
No. And say I believe in Rened,
Oh,
and
okay.
that I'll be able to.
Well,
get my
if she
vengeance
gave a
one day.
rousing speech against you, we might want to keep that down low till we have more of a foothold then.
Yeah, there are other priorities.
Yeah. So no more praying at breakfast in the main room.
Which is what you miss.
Yeah.
Nah, if nothing, you double down on it. Come on, we've learned all this in the recent politics. You got to go into full-in whataboutism. Full-in whataboutism. Just throw so much nonsense to the populace they don't know what to believe. And eventually they'll become to equate her
You're not
declarations of falsehood with just...
Not only are you not there, but we're trying to have fun here. Quit bringing real life into it.
I'm just saying, we
Yeah, yeah,
refined
I
the
understand.
tactic to lie to the masses to a science.
Yes, that's nice. We're playing D&D,
And
not
it
real life
works
simulator.
all the time. It works so good.
Not in
love
D&D,
of
it
God.
doesn't.
Not
For
in
the love
D&D.
of God. Let's not.
Okay, so... And... So, highway robbery... Any other big legal things you found out that we should be aware of that wouldn't be like a normal place? Like, no wearing shorts on Sunday or something?
We get some basic information from him on the laws so that...
Yes.
Yeah.
So that if we say we're doing something that we would have been told about,
Yes.
You
that's-
can warn us.
That's entirely what this whole thing is about.
you don't need to go through all of them right now.
Just like pull out a book.
A legal
Yes,
sheet.
here you go. Read this.
I was just
And you-
the oddball ones here or there. I just
I
wanted
mean,
to
are
know
you
some
allowed
of
to
the
tie up your alligator to a street lamp on Sundays?
Not on Sundays. No. So he goes, well, if there's anything else, I need to go and file these. And he turns to Jacob and goes, oh, thank you. And he takes all those papers he handed to Jacob. Jacob had them reorganized.
Who's Jacob?
Abbott.
Ah, there we
Abbott
go.
Jacobson.
I'm like, who's Jacob?
It's Abbott Jorgensen. Jorgensen. I always think of him as Jacob. Yeah, it's Abbott Jorgensen. So he takes all the papers that he handed Abbott back and goes,
Also,
Oh.
Jacob would be the enforcer.
yeah, that's Jake.
Yeah.
So Abbott hands it back to him, and it's all appropriately taken care of. He goes, excellent. And he goes, oh, and you'll just need 50 gold to file all this, and then you're going to need another 20 gold for all of the information you're going to need on zoning. It's written on the top note. And he looks down and goes, excellent. Then he looks over at you guys and goes, okay, I need 70 gold.
We all want to put 50 into a party fund for bills and stuff?
Paid.
No? Okay.
So you just go,
Okay.
and he takes it, and Abbott just goes, if you don't mind, if you don't mind, we could figure out some nature of account thing that I could work on. I mean, I started a ledger, and he holds out, he like reaches behind him and pulls out a book. He goes, I started a ledger, so 70. He starts filling out the ledger about the 70 gold that just got spent on it. And just goes, so I've started a ledger. So
Yeah, but new stuff go in ledger.
He's asking for money.
Yeah.
yeah, can I get some finances to fund
Yeah.
this venture, which is apparently illegal? This should be very exciting.
Again, put in...
Yeah, I was kind of wondering how much you guys talked to him about what he is involved in. I mean, obviously, he's the kind of person that is.
Well, he's heard us talk about drugs, prostitution. It's like, what is technically illegal here?
Just,
But then again, we were asking
I
what's
will
legal and
sense-
not going into unlegal things.
Yeah, we're asking what are we allowed to do? We want to be technically legal.
We're going for a very...
I will sense motive on the dude, though. Insight is wisdom 14.
As far as you can see, he's just really excited because illegal activity seems to pay better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do either of you offer up money as
I was gonna say, did we each want to offer up 50 or 100? I don't know how much you have to
A
throw.
gold piece.
You have a gold piece left.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Fine, I'll put in 100. Adam, did you match me or you put...
No, I gave him the 70 earlier.
Okay.
When I know exactly what it's going for. You are the guys that went and met this dude. This dude, I'm just like looking at like
you're trying to get a feel for him.
Yeah, I'm
to
like,
see if you want to hand him random amounts of money.
yeah.
Don't worry. He just had a minor gambling problem.
You aren't there.
I know. That's why I'm not paying.
To be fair, your money is.
Yeah, my money is there.
That is a good point. I will.
Do
go-
you dig through his stuff to?
Yeah.
That's
I will write on money towards finding you and for gang. 100 taken. I
Okay,
take another
so you
100
get-
out of Austin's gold.
Make it clear for how the ledger gets going. Then,
Yeah.
even though Gato's not here, he's putting this in.
What
If
did
you
you
check the
for?
ledger when he's writing what he's writing in there,
Finance stuff that
it just says
lawyer had to do.
stolen from Gato. 100 gold, and you put in 100 gold.
Mhm.
Okay, so now you have some party funds, and he goes, "Excellent. This is going to be nowhere near the correct amount to get a
Building right now.
permanent building
Yeah.
of the kind that we'll need, but
Well,
I can
right
work
now
on."
more look for options. And
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Jake, and Jake, and they both go out, and he goes, and you just hear as they're walking away, if you see a big Goliath woman working towards me, and she looks so mad, can you, I don't know, hide me? As the door closes and they're walking off.
so what do we want to have Steve McQueen do for the week? Or is he...
Steve's like, I've got all my paperwork and the funds I need to update my license to make me a practitioner here, and I need to get paperwork on options for zoning on a establishment.
Okay, so all three of them are going to be working
Are you
finding a
looking
building?
for a place of worship, a place of gambling, prostitution?
It's like...
I understand that we need facilities for discrete activities.
Yes.
As it gives you a nod.
I would say maybe gambling or prostitution to start out with. Maybe branch out to a church after we've powerful enough to deal with the church lady.
just from the quick beat I got,
Yeah.
your abbot fellow seemed at least to know gambling.
Yeah, true.
Maybe as a spot to start.
And it seems to be pretty much free and legal as long as you deal with the brothers. So.
Yeah.
And as long as we get some rooms put in for basic privacy and hygiene, prostitution is we can hire people as they come along. I imagine you want rooms for yourselves as well as a lab.
So
Might be a bit of a tall order for the prices that we're working with here, but I'll see what I can
At
find.
least a space to start developing a lab if I have to. But yeah.
So maybe a 2-story building with a basement up.
I'll check sewer systems and see what we can find for you.
Yeah.
He's like, good day. And he walks out. Okay, so now we get you get some random rolls. Let's see here. Okay.
As opposed to the non-random rolls.
Well, the random roll.
I guess technically, yeah, my portions are non-random. Are these D20 rolls just...
Your potence only works for you or someone directly affecting you.
Okay.
I know I have to see it.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then we need... Okay, you get that. Okay. That's one. Nope. Nope. Oh, wait, that's the yes. Okay. Okay, so while you all are enjoying your lovely little meeting,
Mm-hmm.
you're woken up abruptly with water being thrown on your face. You might have already been awake, I don't know.
They throw water anyway.
Yeah, whether you're up or not, you get drenched.
Well,
You stink.
I know it's coming.
Yes, you do. Unless they throw it from awful far away.
Yeah, from awful far away.
Well, at least they didn't put a cloth over your face and tip you backwards before they did it.
So they wake you up and you find your blindfold being removed and you're being unstrapped and there's food being put before you, and then they drop another bucket of water and a rag in the corner and go, clean yourself up, you haven't performed on the night.
What's my incentive?
Don't care.
Fair enough.
So
I eat the food and I do not clean myself up.
you're going to get a terrible nickname.
Although if you're fighting, it might work to your advantage.
Who wants
I'm
to,
not wrestling that.
Yeah, who wants to fight the guy smeared in poo?
No, the better plan is take a dive. Just treat this like a soccer match.
Well, it comes down to whether it's to the death or not. Whether you
Take a dive.
On to the spear.
Oh, did you guys have any requests? Oh, right, that's what he was doing. Okay, yeah, never mind.
What Jake was doing?
Oh, no, Steve.
Not being obstinate for the sake of being obstinate.
Mhm.
Like a man. A really immature man.
Yeah, a very uncharismatic man. Smart enough to know better, but not, charismatic enough to just do it.
Gotta earn that -2.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I know, like, intellectually, I know not to say, go F your mother, and willfully I could stop myself from doing it, but charismatically,
I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to. So I'm gonna say that to my
Okay,
captors.
so around... Okay, so what are you guys doing for the rest of the day?
I was gonna run off to the university to try to get in touch with Doomstayer during his office hours.
Okay, so you're going to Doomstayer.
We're working to find Gato.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you two are working to find Gato. I'm gonna need investigation checks from both of you.
I'll help. Oh, from both of us. Gotcha.
Or are you helping?
Yeah, I was gonna help.
Okay, Adam with advantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he has investigation trained and is a wizard.
So I can... Can I use a portent as one of my
Yeah.
advantage rolls, and do I have to do it before rolling the other advantage roll?
You know what? I'll let you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you roll the advantage.
Yeah.
You can roll one,
The,
and then decide if
yeah,
you
definitely, I'm going to use that. Let's see, so that's investigation, which is... Investigation?
Yes.
Oh, that's intelligence based, so... 24.
24. Excellent. That will be around midday when yours triggers, so you're at about 9 o'clock, Ryan, when you get to the university.
Okay. You must choose to do so before the roll.
That's it.
Yeah, he chose 2 before the second roll.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. So,
You walk up to the man's office.
yeah, I'll go to the man's office if it from the outside appears like he's in.
You hear muffled shouting from within.
Alright. I'll go ahead and cast my enhance ability for charisma, and then I'll knock.
By God, what is it?
Greetings. I was looking to speak with a Professor Doomstayer.
Opens the door, and inside you see a man with white, frizzy hair sticking out in all directions. It looks like he's been grabbing it and pulling on it, and just like half a mustache, the other half is gone, and there's like a little bit of blood leaking, probably ripped out recently, and just a generally disheveled appearance with large bags underneath his eyes. His eyes are kind of bloodshot, and his teeth are just stained from overabundance of either tea or coffee or both. He is holding a pipe in his hand and is just puffing away at a noxious, knowingly foul-smelling pipe tobacco. And he says, "What do you want?"
Well, honestly, I was looking to hire somebody for my organization for our medical needs and heard that you were interested in getting your research funded and were highly recommended by the lady at the Thread and Needle, I think it was.
Well, come in. Might as well show you what I'm working on, decide whether or not you want to fund it.
Sure.
Since those damn pencil pushers are always concerned about whether or not my shirt's buttoned right.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry. We have a casual policy for uniforms.
Makes sense. The mind is what matters, after all. And you walk in, and everything seems disarrayed up until the point where you get to his work. So his office, he seems to have turned half lab. There's seems to be some nature of alchemy thing going on. There's a blackboard with a humongous list of formulas written out neatly, perfect handwriting. Just very legible block letters. Everything's organized correctly. And then you look over at his desk, and half of it appears to be notes for work, and the other half appears to be him being a professor. And you can tell the difference because one's neat and tidy, and the other seems to be a towering stack that looks like it ought to have fallen already. It's a modern marvel of modern art that this stack of papers has not just flumped onto the ground. And as you noticed on one side of the desk, this is a repeat performance because there is in fact papers on the ground on one side of his desk as well.
I gesture around and say, I can see you're a man of focus.
Oh, well, look, it disappeared on me.
Yes. So you have an organization.
Yes, that's correct. We're looking to start up ventures. We've just recently moved into town, and we were looking for somebody to join us. We're going to be a very omniglot or multifaceted business, trying to make money and gaining influence all about the town.
Excellent. And you say you want to fund my research.
Yes, that would be your portion of the business would be free to funnel into your research or however you choose to use it.
What commitments of my time do you require?
I don't know. Well, how much do our lieutenants are basically all around the clock, pretty much.
As of right now, they are because you're searching for, like, you're trying to get the gang started up. But once they're, like, not...
Yeah.
Once you're, like, not trying to actually start the business, what they do and how many days off is up to you.
Yeah. So I tell them, well, at the moment, since we're still trying to get started, we're, as any good startup's going to be doing, working around the clock in order to get ourselves established. But we can talk about how much of your personal time that we'll need after things get a bit more settled.
Okay.
But I do
And
see the value.
you'll be fully funding my research?
Yeah, once...
Explain to him the shares, I guess we do.
And it's like you'll have a portion of the income for the business that will be free to use for the research, as well as anything that we're personally interested in that will throw additional money your way.
Excellent. I'll just take 60%.
I tell him what the prospective cut a lieutenant's going to have, whatever that would be.
Okay, so I take it you wish to negotiate him down from 60%.
Yes. So
You feel free to do that.
yeah. So I'll go ahead and
Yeah, it's a persuasion with advantage. Yeah.
Is it advantage because he started at 60?
No, it's
No, it's
advantage
advantage
because he
because
casts magic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan casts magic to do that.
Yeah. So 21.
I mean... Okay, I actually do roll against you.
I'm sure part of that is also convincing him how much the overall income will end up being. That
Also, tell him that he doesn't have to work with students. That'll probably knock a good 30% off.
Neither of you are there.
No.
Okay, so
But yeah, I'll tell him the benefits of working in the position as far as you won't have whatever
okay,
student work.
just 30%. I'll cut half of it out. And after you do the whole, you don't have to work with students or anything. I'll give you another persuasion roll for that
Alright.
additional information of trying to lower his prices.
Alright. So 26.
26.
Do you end up expertise
Okay.
in persuasion?
Just 10% of the cape as I'm a member of. It sounds fair. Plus full funding.
Did he use the word capers?
Does he already assume we're a criminal organization?
I don't know. I mean, if he does, I say go with it, because at that point he's okay with it.
And it's like, that sounds good to me.
Excellent.
But yes,
Because-
I'll go ahead and give him the,
no students at all.
not if you don't
You send me an apprentice that I don't pick, I'll blow him up.
Seems fair to me.
Excellent.
Sounds like a great way to get rid of people.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some packing in a letter to write.
Good. I tell him whatever that we're staying at the Red Horse Inn, and that for the moment we're meeting on Mondays. But we'll spend some time to introduce you once we get everyone together.
Don't have a location with rooms or anything yet?
No, I'm just staying at the inn. We're currently looking at acquiring a location, unless you've got a suggestion.
No, just when you have a spot for my lab,
Yeah.
write me and I'll be there. Guess I can't resign yet. Then he starts looking around and goes, well, that doesn't mean I can't misplace things. and he starts wandering.
Just enough time to
And
get
he just-
revenge.
He goes, oh, looks like office hours are closed. They can bitch me out next month. As he walks out the office laughing to himself and rubbing his hands together.
Have fun.
You know, you never found out what his research was.
Looking around, what kind of stuff did he appear to be working on?
How's your alchemy knowledge?
I dabble a little.
Roll a knowledge check on it.
Alright. Arcana?
Yeah, I guess it would be Arcana.
Or intelligence with proficiency if you have proficiency in alchemy supplies.
The formula is magical in nature, so Arcana would apply. Alchemy would just be an easier roll.
So, Arcana, I get a 19.
He seems to be working on potions that cause different magical effects from things like being able to float. So he's trying to work on cheaper ways to make like flying potions and other potions to support effects of that nature.
Mm.
And judging from the work he has written on the board, he looks like he's fairly close to a couple interesting utility things.
And now I'm just thinking of a spell that auto-triggers a life jacket versus, like, Featherfall. Yeah.
No, this guy seems like it'll be pretty good if he's able to cheaply produce a bunch of potions for us.
Yeah, he seems to be doing applied alchemy, where he's trying to figure out cheaper and different ways to create similar effects. You know for a fact that Richter, Dr. Richter, would be very interested in some of the research that he has come up with.
No.
If you are a more classically educated doctor, you'd probably be familiar with his work.
Plenty classically educated, just not from here. I'm from other city.
Yeah,
Far, far away.
Other
Where
city,
we're no
far,
longer
far away.
welcome.
Yes, you're no longer there. And it doesn't matter because they're not coming up.
But good, I've gone and located Dr. Doomstayer. I will spend some...
Yeah, so I need to write down what you finally agreed on.
How far off is that percentage from, like, what our base for the others is?
Well, Abbott's getting 5.
Hmm.
Which none of you negotiated at all.
This is just what Abbott decided because we
Yeah,
want
Abbott
to-
decided that 5 was fair and he wouldn't get in trouble for it.
Yeah, good man.
See, Abbott's going to be the most trustworthy because he's too scared to do anything else, and he handles the money.
His big lack of trust would be with a bigger bulldog. He's
Yeah, you seem to...
wormtail kind of
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah, he instantly grabbed Jake.
Yeah.
Would you... Stop it. This is mouse area. Get your freaking soda out of here.
Why aren't you using the little stationary mouse? With the thumb ball.
Because it's at home. This is the one that sits in my laptop bag.
Well, if you
Called a
have
trackball.
stationary mouses, you can use them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rather fond of them, but this one sits in my laptop bag. This was $10. I don't care if it breaks. That other one was $60.
My
I'm
mouse
a little
was
bit more concerned.
$4.
This was $10 and my father bought it.
So it's like free.
Free. It was completely free.
Like I bought a mouse like years ago.
Yeah.
Like Cheapo Depot.
I don't even
I have learned at a certain point, I use the mouse a lot.
Yeah.
Spend a large amount of my go ahead and invest the money in getting one that feels good in the hand.
That's
Get one
sometimes a
with the
$4 one can.
I get one with those fancy fans, keep your hand cool.
No, I get the one with the free scroll because that feature is useful.
Yes.
Okay. So, Doctor... 10%?
On capers he's working on.
And if we keep using him, he'll be employed pretty much. So, now we're just missing our logistics guy.
But specifically, it sounds like he may want extra time off for his own research, which means during those times he's not earning towards it.
And if you give him an apprentice to speed him up and he doesn't like him, he'll kill him.
Which also means if we just have someone we don't think he'll like and we want to get rid of him.
But if he starts producing good stuff, we can give him more money and get more of that.
So once we get Gato, you think we should investigate like the Union to see if they have a good transporter that we could poach?
Say, an idea at least would be if we don't want to purchase a property, stealing it out from another gang would also be a cheap way of getting it if we could clear them out, that is.
That would be true, but there aren't any really other gangs in this.
Yeah,
section.
This spot doesn't really have any.
Yeah.
But thinking down the line.
Okay, so... right. Your role was noon. So Adam and Nick... So around the time you wind your way back to the inn... Unless... Is there something else? Where are you headed?
I was going to go ahead and hit one of these two up on the sending stone so I could join them.
Okay. So you meet up with them around noon because they were in the middle of something or another, and that's when you meet up with them. And you have found several interesting leads, but more importantly, you found Molly, who says, "So I found him."
Good job. It's like, that was fast.
She rolled 100 on her 100% roll
Nice.
and found him within like 15-20 minutes. She's literally spent the rest of the time finding you. It's like, he's scheduled to be part of a death match tonight by the Balanced Blades. Apparently they captured him for killing one of their members or something, but he's set to fight.
I didn't even kill the guy.
Know anything about his opponent?
Well, I know they're not happy with him, so... But at the same time, I don't think they know what he can do.
Not much.
Yeah, you don't even have your subclasses yet, so...
Nope. I am mechanically a level 2 character.
Yeah, say,
Let's go see if we can negotiate for him, I guess.
well, say,
They traditionally accept a wereguild if you kill one of their members.
a wereguild?
Yeah, you can pay gold
Oh.
for forgiveness.
Any idea how much that would be?
I mean, this guy was relatively low ranking. I don't imagine it's going to be that expensive.
Where would we go for that?
Rather surprised the boss didn't just have it paid.
Have you met Gato? He would have spit in the eye of anyone that said, "I want your money."
I didn't spit in anybody's eye. Spreading rumors about me.
But
Alright,
We tried.
would you like to meet them now, or...?
Sure, let's just go get Gato.
well, say we might be able to. We've got options. We could either see him fight and win. The death match, is it going to be presided over by the paladin again?
Oh, this isn't an official thing.
Oh. So, if it's not an official thing, could we just show up to the match and then interfere midway?
There would probably be a lot of them and try to kill us.
What he said, well, at like, the Balance Blades are established gang. Despite their recent embarrassment, they're not a pushover. I wouldn't try to walk in their dick swinging, as it were.
Okay.
I figure it might just be cheaper
Well-
to get him now and just ignore them for a while, since they're way over here in the wharfs.
They're not in the wars.
Yeah, they're between the two.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I get Molly to let me know where. I
Sure
go.
thing. It's here, and the man you're looking for is... Oh crap, I wrote his name down somewhere. I wrote his name down and then promptly lost it. Excuse me. Very quickly, I must find the man. Oh, for the love of God.
Well, say, did we want to go and collect the 100 gold out of Gato's pouch that we spent for the purposes of paying his self off?
I mean, that was totally my plan, but Gato can. We're deciding you're being safe. You're spending your own money to do it.
I'd rather die than pay them money.
We know you would. That's why we're not giving you a choice.
I don't know what you're talking about. Gato has clearly been poor this entire time.
I don't have any money. I have been lying about the amount of money I've
Other
had
than the fact
since
that
I
you
had
share a
money.
room with him and snooped in his back.
Yeah, no,
package that he left there.
I have recently looked into his money to pull out. It's like, oh, he has a ton of cash. Here's your 100 gold for the thing. It's like, yeah, he's
Which
paying
also,
his own
you
way.
don't necessarily know when that came from, and you know full well he's told me the whole time that he doesn't have money.
Don't care.
No, anytime I said I had an amount of money, I was underselling how much money I had.
Yes. But I'm totally willing to rob from you for the gang or for your own good. If you leave your money unchecked in my room.
Oh, right. The guy that he killed would he have been a soldier? Would he have been an associate?
He was... Are you asking Molly?
Yeah, the guy that he killed. Was he a actual soldier of theirs, or was he just an associate working under somebody?
The way they have it structured, he was a full member. The way they kind of do it is you become a member, you wear the colors, you wear the blades, and you work your way up. He was high enough up that he had a magical blade. So he wasn't exactly a brand newbie, but he wasn't that far up either, because I think he just was a sheath, not a full blade. Apparently their sheaths have magic on them where you can resummon your sword back to it after you've hucked it away like an idiot.
I see.
Maybe you can summon it back. How stupid could it possibly be?
Which was funny when you grabbed the sheath. I'm like, oh god, he's going to be able to summon a freaking sword.
I mean, it's a short sword, so it's basically trash.
It's a balanced short sword.
Basically trash.
It's
Throwing short sword.
It's a dagger with an extra 2. It's a D6 instead of a D4.
D6.
So who was I looking for?
You are looking for Bocephus Aruven.
Oh, so you didn't want to go back and grab his money first?
No, I asked where it was. I go.
The current blade master of that section.
Mm-hmm. And am I going to what? Like a? It seems like a hall.
It's a drinking establishment.
Okay.
Surprisingly, the gang doesn't have their own guild hall with a giant balance blade in the hand out on the streets. Or maybe they do. Who knows?
I go there.
Alright.
Yeah, go with you so you don't end up where you're guilded too.
So you walk into the Glamorous Pint, which the sign is basically a beer being held on a pedestal with like wreaths around it and like a laurel around it. Like it's a celebrated thing. The Glamorous Pint.
Mm-hmm.
As I walk in, I just casually look at their case. Are they the same like 4 we've seen everywhere else in town?
There are 3 that you've seen before and 1 that you have not, and it has the balance blade sigil on the keg itself.
It's just somebody else's beer rebranded.
This is not
Private
a
labeling. I go up to the barkeep.
It is a sure, it's a halfling woman.
Hello. Can I get a beer?
Beers are expensive.
What kind would you like?
Which is the beer that I recognize from the other?
I mean, you recognize the other 3.
But I think some of them were cider. One of them was beer.
Like, most of them were mead or whiskey, and beer was more expensive.
Yeah.
Oh no, they had 3 beer. They have 4 beers here.
Okay, I didn't know we'd seen that many beers. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, this is like there's 4 beers here.
How much is point to the one that I'd recognized from the first bar we'd gone to that I bought for?
Oh, 8 silver.
Yeah. I'd buy that. And, is there a Bocephus Aruven around? I think one of my laborers got on the wrong side of him.
You wish to speak with Bocephus?
Yeah.
Sure. I will send for him. And she
That's
puts
very nice.
your drink down in front of you, swipes the 8 silver off the counter, and disappears into the back. And comes back about 10 minutes later and stays on the other side of the bar talking with other people, unnecessarily polishing things far away from you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just sitting next to him looking out at the establishment versus down the bar.
15 minutes later, a man walks out, a half-elf man wearing a jeweled... Baldric, thank you. Wearing a jeweled and very fancy baldric with a pair of 3 blades on one side of his hip. And all of them equally well balanced and beautifully wrought. And he walks up and goes, "You wanted to speak with me?"
Unfortunately, yes, I did. I'm a laborer.
Could I do something while they were waiting?
Yeah, sure.
I want to do a violin performance.
You have a
Oi,
violin?
cut that out.
Like, do you have a violin?
Yes.
The bard who is sitting over in the corner starts glaring daggers at you.
I'm like, would you like to do a duet?
I'd like for you to let me take my break without having to start a battle of the bands.
Oh, come on, let me play. Please.
Very well, duet it is.
Like, he could just keep taking a break.
But she might get tip money that's rightfully his.
Yeah. That is actually a big problem. So he goes and pulls out a lute
Ah.
and just starts playing against you. Go ahead and roll your performance check.
Is that important dice there?
Hmm?
I'm like,
No,
nah, man, portent the enemy. This is a very important time to be using your portent.
Of
It would be very good to give it to him.
So 9.
Okay. He got a 30.
Mm.
So he plays circles around you, then writes like starts singing a song that he made up on the spot, mocking you and your childish attempts, and tells you at the end of it to practice more. Then goes and sits down to finish his lunch.
What a meanie.
A round of applause for the man.
Just sitting there shaking my head. No, I'm sorry.
Watching the staircase. He got it through the whole time.
Okay, so after that embarrassment, the man, Josephus, comes out and says, "So you want to speak with me?"
Yes, I believe one of my neighbors has gotten on the wrong side of you. I describe Gato.
Oh, right, the shit stain.
At times.
Well, here's the thing. Poor little lamb got lost and, fortunately, slaughtered one of my boys. Now, I understand. It happens in arguments of that nature that he didn't even start. He's not to blame for that. However, there's a matter of the wagon. So, you pay, he goes free. You don't pay, he does a couple fights for us. If he makes back the money, he goes free, or he dies. Don't really care which. Either way, I'll make my money back.
How much would it be to get him free?
150 is what I paid out to the poor lad's family that he did in.
I insight that. Probably not very well. 10. Just trying to believe that either the
Yeah, he totally gave him 150.
Count. 100 from that pouch.
I was like, don't pay the man.
I got my bag. Filter out a few more. Do it small amounts at a time. I get my 150.
Pleasure. Now it's the matter of the man's equipment, and whether you would like that returned to him.
I lean over to you and just shake my head no.
If I mean, how does he have time to come back and earn it himself if he decides to humble himself to do so?
No, I'm gonna sell it and give it to that poor lad's widow and children.
Yeah,
He's clearly fucking lying. He rolled a 1 on his deception check.
I also lean over and shake my head. It's like, I know everything Gato has. It's all back in our room. He had Jhank and shit with him.
Only cost you an extra 10 gold.
No, I'll let him earn that back himself.
Alright. Be a shame, though.
Well, he deserves some level of shame.
Fair enough. I'll go get your boy. So, you're down there, obstinately not cleaning the poo off yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna say something about that.
Shit stain. You've been paid for. Free to go.
Well, I suppose it's been a pleasure. Shake his hand.
He shakes yours. He goes.
It's covered in shit.
He wipes it off on you, then snaps his fingers as his hands clean. He goes, "No hard feelings. You understand. Business is business."
I didn't even kill the guy.
That's not really my problem.
But don't worry. Next time I do it, I won't get caught.
Is that so much to ask? Can certainly understand and respect that mindset. No hard feelings. You're free to go and free to come back as you will. And yeah, leads you up the stairs to your friends sitting there. Gato comes up, and he is in fact covered in shit and piss down his front and back. And
I turn and I walk
still
out.
slightly dripping wet.
Leave.
Yep.
Yeah,
I leave my half drink. I turn and I leave.
All right. And he just looks at you and goes, "You may leave the establishment. You may go about your business. What do you want to do?"
I'm kind of upset about them making the World Guild and thinking about digging myself deeper. And I look at this man's eyes and I let him know I'm considering it mightily.
He smiles and looks right back at you and
out of
says,
sheer stubborn dumbness.
he smiles and looks back at you and just with a expression of absolutely fucking do it, please. He wants to make money off you twice. Start some shit. Please do it.
Nah, I'll go home.
As you turn around and walk away, he goes, "Pity."
Next time, bro Cephas.
Yes, next time. Shit stain, everybody! And there's like this huge raucous round of applause
Is
as
he
if
even
something
wearing-
impressive had happened.
Is he actually wearing clothes, or is he just naked with all this up and down him? Or did they strip him?
He is wearing pants.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Highly soiled pants.
Hmm. As you get out there, it's like, why?
I'm gone. I do not want to see him. I saw what he looked like. I'm gone.
Well, like I said, you shouldn't have paid him. I didn't even kill the guy.
Just walk off. Remember to wash up before you come back in the room.
Well, the bats are in the room, right?
No.
No.
They're down the hall.
Down the hall. Ryan, as you're walking through the district now that more people are awake around the inn and all that, you're noticing a lot of glares and a lot of this happy conversation that you had heard as you're walking past, the people included you in and stuff like that, seems to die down and people kind of glare at you as you walk past.
We got them all wanting a good fight, then we pulled the contestant.
No. This is back near the end.
Oh, okay.
I maintain a friendly demeanor with people, even if they're being hostile towards me.
They're not really hostile, they're just disapproving.
No. I maintain my friendly demeanor towards them.
Yeah, you just hear false prophet. Trying to bring up falsehoods. Insulted a lady. Trying to wreck a house. Like there's like a lot of very backbitey muttering going on about you.
Well, she's obviously not been telling the truth about me, so... But I don't do anything about it right now.
Okay. So it's about 2 at the Red Horse.
Did Molly come back with us?
Molly went off on her own devices after you picked up Gato. She didn't want to be seen to be your associate because that would interrupt her job.
Okay. So I guess we'll put her in something new tomorrow. Still time left in the day. Did she was looking for leads. Did she have any on, like, where we could find a logistics person at all, or just, I got nothing?
You did not ask her.
I thought we did this morning, but okay.
We asked her if she had leads, which they kind of replied, yeah, because they don't want to say, no, we haven't done anything, but they didn't give any details.
Yeah, pretty much. They completely botched their roles,
Mhm.
and they have nothing for you. But she's like, oh yeah, absolutely. But no, that's why she scampered off.
Yeah, no, I'll go try to, this evening, find a union bar, if there is such a thing. Or I forget. Is this basically the only bar in this area?
Yes, it is strangely one of the only bar in the area.
I mean, our inn is a bar.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
There was the other bar, the gambling bar.
I'm pretty sure that was technically
That's
in a different
next
area.
over, yeah.
It's not here.
He was reasonably outpriced everyone else in this, section.
When Ryan was talking to him, he noticed that there was a level of viciousness about the man when it comes to business that surprised him.
Yeah.
What position are we still looking to fulfill?
You're looking to fulfill logistics. You already have an enforcer and a finance guy. I don't know where you put him. All right. So, you want to start looking for a logistics guy?
Yeah.
I go back to the inn and I watch through the window for Gato to return.
All right. You make it back. You are at your liberty. What would you like to do?
Wash up.
Okay.
Get my stuff.
Okay.
And I go to the dead horse, right? Yeah.
Yes.
The horse head.
The horse head.
Yeah, the
Sounds
horse's
right.
head. Yeah.
When he's returned to the inn to wash up, I wait for him to wash up before I go to talk to him. At least wait until we're a little more established before we make a mess of things.
I didn't even kill the guy.
It doesn't matter if you killed the guy. They have more power in this city than we do right now. We need a foothold before you start getting on the wrong side of them.
How do you think that things work?
Perhaps you don't go into their territory until we have reason to do so.
Well, we was just sitting around.
I know it's boring for you right now, but we're really working to make things work a little better. It loses face if you die this soon to our lieutenants.
Oh, well, everyone dies.
This soon.
I've known plenty of people that died younger than me.
He's saying at least
We
be
both
more
have.
dramatic
We've
when
both
you die.
done it. But you are important for the time being.
You did mark off that you no longer have that dagger.
Yeah. Or the
I-
armor.
I-
That was a grand total of like 30 or 40 gold worth of stuff.
Yeah. They were just going to give you back the dagger and be like, here you go.
Also, that you're missing 100 gold.
Yeah, I'll notice that later.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Okay.
Well, if nothing, I left a note in there for you.
Yeah, and I'll eventually go looking for it and go, God, them fuckers. Took my money. Take your money, see how you like it.
Not very much.
As that 100 gold you put in, still less than he had to pay for you.
Hey, I take no responsibility for that. I didn't want you to pay him.
It's like, I wanted to fight in
Couldn't
death
pay for
matches.
you.
I would
No,
lose
I
it.
would have took a dive.
Again, you can't take a dive in a death match.
Sure you can. I can ruin the betting pool when it's clear that I'm not trying. And if I shoutly brought up that I was told I couldn't fight or else bad things would happen to my family, I'll just piss in that betting pool. Just piss
What?
in that porridge.
Which
With
is
your
a
what
gr-
charisma?
With my obvious lies. You ain't gotta be good at lying to tell a lie. You can't just say nonsense. And at least somebody out there is gonna believe you.
True enough.
And they'll tell their friends that that happened.
They're not lying.
Yeah, at that point, they're not lying. They're just idiots.
And we're, again, back to normal politics.
It works!
Okay, so you were going to the horse's head
Yeah,
after you got told off.
for now.
All right, and Ryan.
I didn't even tell him he can't go to Horse's Head and cause fights there. That's fine. That's not their territory.
Yeah, I'll go out someplace in public since
You've been slandered something fierce.
yeah, they've been slandered something fierce. So I'm going to go out somewhere where I can find a bunch of people.
Okay.
Please don't proselytize the people, because then we have to talk to you about not getting killed before we get established.
No. Oh, when I find people, I'm going to start with another violin performance to do Enthralling Performance.
Ah, actual bard powers.
Yeah.
What does Enthralling Performance do?
Good.
Makes them sit and watch, if I remember right.
Nope. No, it's something that the Glamour Bard gets to do. Alright. Enthralling Performance. If you perform for at least 1 minute, you can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing, reciting a poem, etc., etc. At the end of the performance, you choose a number of humanoids within 60 feet who have watched and listened to all of it, up to a number of your charisma modifier. Each target must succeed a wisdom saving throw equal to your spell DC or be charmed by you. While charmed in this way, the target idolizes you, speaks glowing you of anyone who talks to it, and hinders anyone who opposes you, although it avoids violence unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf. This effect ends on the target after an hour if it takes damage, or if you attack it, or it witnesses you attacking any of its, or damaging any of its allies. If the target succeeds on its saving throw, the target has no hint that you tried to charm it. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until short long rest.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get like 4 or 5 people singing my praises randomly for an hour.
Alright, so where do you choose to set up shop for this performance?
Where do I locate that has people of sufficient number? So
What?
Like wells.
It's a little bit past noon at this point. Most people are probably either working on getting like the last of their kind of chores taken care of, or they're going on a little walk or something. So there's not a whole bunch of people gathering for like chores or stuff like that, which you usually would do. There's there's some people gathering, but not in huge quantities. You could probably find a group of 10 to 12.
That's fine. I can only do 5 people. So
Okay, so do you just walk up to the group and start performing, or what?
yeah, I'll whatever introduce myself and strike a friendly conversation. Ask if they would like to.
The second you introduce yourself, about 9 of them, of the 12 people, just go, "Oh, the false prophet," right, and turn and walk off.
Alright.
Man, that lady's propaganda for one day is really good.
Well, they walk off. I can attempt to persuade them, I guess, to stay and listen to me. So I'll do that.
Okay.
So 25.
How do you persuade them? What do you actually say?
I'm going to say that don't hold her personal grudge against me. It was what you might have been told about me is not the honest truth.
So you're not saying that the goddess of the hearth is actually your goddess who goes by another name?
Say the goddess of the hearth that exists here is essentially
The thing you just said.
and say the goddess of the hearth that exists here. You could think of it more like a daughter to my goddess.
So you're a false prophet.
Say my goddess is much older and closer to the source of the hearth.
So you're a false prophet.
No, I'm trying to give you a truth that apparently she wasn't ready to hear it at the time.
So you're a false prophet.
Well, you can think of yourselves as not knowing the honest
What are
truth.
they, monotheistic?
No, you're literally trying to change their religion from this hearth to that hearth.
Well,
You don't know what she said about you, so you just say, she lied about me. But what she really talked about was how you were a false prophet, and how you were trying to spread the word that your goddess was over theirs, which doesn't make much sense because there's only one goddess of the hearth.
Well,
You're trying to strip their goddess of one of her domains.
no. And it's like this is the goddess that exists around here, whatever Baldry, is something that's local. It is a true god, but it is a local god. The
You know for a fact it is not just a local god.
Well, how would I know that? I've traveled, so Baldry has shown up in other places that I've been to.
Yes, your goddess has died out, is old and completely died out. Baldry is the goddess of the hearth everywhere. You're the only follower of your god. That was your backstory.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it didn't make sense to me that this particular god was so widespread. That wasn't something that I was aware of.
There's an active goddess of the hearth already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was under the impression that this was something that was local.
No.
Okay.
Yours was local.
No, mine was old and forgotten from a distant place.
Well,
Yes.
local to wherever you are.
Yes. You're pretty much, according to your backstory, you are the only real worshiper of your goddess. Which
In the
means-
current day and age, she had a bunch of following.
Which doesn't matter at all. They don't
No.
exist anymore.
Yeah.
So you're the only follower of your goddess, which means that there is currently another goddess of the hearth who is widespread and the goddess of the hearth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Makes a little bit more sense now why you decided to walk into a church of an established goddess and challenge the cleric.
Well, I wasn't aware of the information that that Baldur was essentially a cross-cultural god.
Ubiquitous.
Yeah, she's relatively ubiquitous.
Yeah. Well, even my goddess wasn't ubiquitous. She was a particular culture's god. It wasn't like most of those gods aren't ubiquitous. They were like Ouija's is a Suluasian deity and Nerul is like a Flanese deity. Like we don't worship Vishnu here or something along those lines. So we don't really have a whole lot of ubiquity cross-culturally for deities.
Norse gods versus Greek gods versus Egyptian gods.
Or,
They all-
or the gods, and everyone on the planet worships the set of current gods.
It's more the gods of the gods, and everyone on the planet worships the set of current gods. You're trying to revive a dead god,
Okay.
which means that you would have to bring them back in either a new portfolio or get them to take over the old one.
All right. Okay. Well, do I have a god of vengeance that I have to compete against?
There is. But it's a good god of righteous vengeance is the only vengeance-like portfolio, so there could be a spiteful vengeance portfolio available.
Hmm.
There is a way you can work it where you don't have to take on any church directly, only become the adversary of a church.
Hmm.
Is the poison god getting active worship, or is he gone too by now?
The poison god.
The flame and poison, the one that killed her.
the one that I'm actually actively opposed to.
What was the name of that dude?
Pyrameus.
Pyrameus.
Yeah.
You haven't heard about him in the city? But he does exist in this world still.
Okay. Then I'll explain to him, or I'll explain to the people that I'm talking to, is that that I don't actually have any sort of quarrel with Baldur. What my particular problem is that I'm trying to get people to assist me and give faith to my god, because I am actively opposed to a evil god who wants to end the world in fire named Pyrameus. This god may not be well known about here, and you guys are insulated and safe for now, but he is active and training assassins and people who wish to burn this world to its cinder.
You have very frightened and concerned people looking at you going, he's attacking the city.
No.
They're coming after me personally.
Yes.
Eventually, yes, that's the goal.
It's like we're all at threat by him.
Like how we're all at threat from storms.
A storm isn't going to end the world.
I'm pretty sure there's other deities out there who directly oppose him. I'm not terribly concerned, and as long as I keep the hearth fire stoked, I will be protected.
Has they even brought this up to you? Have you been informed that this is actually something that's going on?
Have you been informed the world's ending and you're doing nothing about it?
I don't think that you actually have anybody who's actively working on this.
I mean, I don't get informed about the shift change of the gods either. I don't really need to know.
See, this is why I hear this ignorance will be damning to us.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to be just a peasant. And he turns and walks off.
Yeah.
Peasants.
Peasants.
You don't get to tell.
But yeah, so whatever. They walk off, but whatever. I still got some people.
You got about 3 people standing there, and they're mainly standing there because you're, they're in their front yard, and you're in front of their house. They're not really actively paying attention to you anymore. They've gone back to talk about their own business.
So I wasn't able to actually get anybody to listen to me.
No, you basically were running around screaming, "The world's ending! The world's ending!"
Well, yeah, that's what I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
they don't.
They didn't respect it.
All right, then
You did not convince them that the world is coming to an end.
At least soon enough that they care.
Yes.
Okay, then whatever.
When they're living quite happy lives
You need
in
to
their
make them
middle-class
unhappy.
suburbs.
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna go and find Gato.
Do a little arson.
I'm
I
gonna
was
go
gonna
find
say,
Gato.
train yourself up in a group of pyromaniac assassins, start having them assassinate people, blame it on that god to promote your stance.
Yeah, false flag operations.
Yeah.
By the way, if we ever have to assassinate someone, we're totally doing that. You can assassinate them, burn his hand, and just write pyromesis or whatever on the
Was
wall.
here.
Oh, exactly. It's genius.
Okay. Gato is, if you might have to use your stone to contact him, he has wandered off again.
Alright. I'll go ahead and contact him.
Okay, so as you get to the horse's head, you get a ring on your little stone from Gato. Or not from Gato, from Mother June. You talk to yourself. Very wise.
I want to talk to you when you got time.
Okay.
Come and find me.
That is not how those
That is
goes
very
work.
good at making it where you can find each other. I'm
Okay,
not going to
so
ask
get
where
a
you are. I'm not
message
going to
that
tell you
at
where
some
I am.
point in the future,
Yeah, I'll
Mother
see
June
her
would like to speak to you.
I'll see her later tonight.
Okay, so you walk into the horse's head, and what do you do?
Well, I'm supposed to sit here and loiter if there's any work, to see if there's any work.
Okay, so you just sit and begin your loitering.
Yeah.
Let us do a little that one. Hit you. Let's give you a little. You sit there for about 4 or 5 hours, and no one has come in with any work. Would you like to try for longer?
I don't know, what's the bartender think? Any work tonight?
He hasn't heard of anything.
Well, I guess I'm just drinking then.
Okay.
Let's go to like 10.
10 gold? Or
Like
10
PM. Let's go to like evening.
Okay, you got another about 3 hours of drinking to do. And it will cost you 3 gold. Alright, so around 10, you're done and wander out.
Yep.
So you're going to be on your way home, and then Nick, Adam, and Ryan, Ryan's used up some time. So Nick and Adam, you have from about 3:30 to 10 to spend.
I guess go.
Oh wait, you were talking to union people, right?
Yeah, you people
Okay,
try
right.
to find someone who's good with logistics,
Okay,
transportation.
I would like to gather information from you.
Is Adam there? And if so, is it an investigation? No,
Nope, Adam is not there, and it is a gather information.
that is not a thing.
Investigation.
Okay, well, it's an investigation by gathering information.
Yeah, 3.
Really?
I don't have investigation. It's intelligence skill. Hence why I asked if Adam was there. I thought he might be. So I'm just chatting with
You
people.
didn't try and get me. So.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
Mm.
You had a staggeringly high chance to find someone. Do you want to know what you needed?
A
It's
5?
going to hurt your feelings.
A 4?
A 4. You needed a 4.
Well, it happens. I don't have anything to boost my stuff.
Okay.
So I spend...
So that's, your evening is spent talking to a bunch of old codgers and whatnot about union stuff, and every time you try to remember that you're supposed to be talking about logistics, you completely get bogged down on tactics and chess. I'm going to go ahead and give you proficiency in chess.
Chess or dragon chess?
Dragon chess.
Wait, did he just
Did I earn a
botch his way into getting a
A
gaming proficiency over an evening?
in chess. Yes. I'm going to give you something for that epic fuck up.
Those guys are experts.
I've decided that that's what you get. Have fun with that.
As I went evidently down to the park where they have those little tables with the chess thing and talk to those guys about
Honestly,
unions.
you completely got sucked into the same old group of old men that you found last time, except instead of gambling, they were playing chess this time.
Nice. I love those old guys.
And
we'll
they
have
just
to
taught
give
you
them
chess.
names. Gonna mark off 2 gold for the day. As I buy drinks and other stuff and hang out with these awesome old dudes and their stories.
Adam, what are you doing with your day?
I stay in my room, I reorganize my possessions, I count up how much gold I actually currently still have, as I have spent a lot of it not thinking all the numbers in my head to figure out what I'm down to.
Does that go well?
I mean, I'm not pleased.
Understandable. So that's your day, that's your day, that's your day. And Ryan, you have... by the time you're done dicking around out there, you've got a bunch of your day left. That didn't take you long. It took you about a half hour, so you're around 4, so you've got about 6 hours to spend.
Alright. Do I have any idea where Jake might be?
Jake is currently helping Abbott look up prospects for places for you to live in the area
Okay.
that's within this zone.
I'll just assist them for the remaining time of the day.
Okay, so I guess you need an investigation check to find them.
Okay.
Or, I guess you can do a survival? No, perception. You're in a city. I'm not making you roll a survival check. That's fucking dumb. So investigation or perception, whichever one you feel like.
Perception's a little better. 9.
You spend a couple hours looking around trying to find them, and at the end of it, they find you and ask Mama June what she wants.
Oh, I was just looking to assist you guys for the rest of the day.
Oh, we're just looking at some prospects. If you'd like to come with us, we can show you some things that we've found, and they show you to a couple different sites.
Okay.
But none of them quite fit what you're looking for. Either price-wise or otherwise.
Looking for properties. Did you learn something else that's needed of a property today that they haven't been informed of yet?
Oh, about what, his experiments?
Yeah,
His extra lab space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll bring up that I was able to talk to Doomstayer, and I tell him about what his requirements would be.
Okay, I mean, we got Steven looking for lab space for
Richter.
Dr. Richter, and I'll add it to the list. We need 2 labs.
Okay. Very good.
All right, it's not gonna be cheap.
We'll work on it. Yeah.
All right. So, okay.
Yeah.
As he just like looks at you, checking to see if you're mad, and he goes back to what he was doing.
Since whatever, I'm also walking around. Whenever we get a unobserved moment where we're whatever on a property or something, I'll pull Jake aside just to bring up the idea that once we get to recruiting people, we might need some associates who are capable of messing some places up for me.
Keep an eye open for you, boss.
Maybe.
Or. Okay, so that's how y'all spend your Monday evening. You stagger home. It takes you about 15-20 minutes longer to get home than it did to get there. The difference is staggering. I don't care, that joke's awesome, y'all suck.
It got the exact amount of laughter needed.
Nonsense, that was to your goal. I am underappreciated like most geniuses in my own time.
Yeah, you have to die first.
Thank God we're recording this for posterity.
Yeah. They will be laughing in the future. We appreciate your laughter. Comment below about how much you laugh.
Or, just spread evil lies about how that wasn't funny at all. Evil, vicious, terrible lies. Excellent. So, y'all make it home. Mama June, you see him wander through the door.
Let's see who. Oh,
Gato.
Oh, okay.
Good, he hasn't been
You are
kidnapped.
currently in the common room.
Yeah. And it's like, I'll go up, when we go up to the rooms, I'll talk to you.
Okay, so you have your food, you guys go up there, have your conversation. So go ahead and feel free to chat.
So, anyway, the people in the local town, since Priscilla's sermon on Saturday, they've been going around saying that I'm a false prophet and want to ignore me. I tried to convince some people today about the threat of Pyrameus, but they seem fully unconvinced, even though I thought I did a good job. But we might be in a situation where we'll need some people to show the dangers of Pyrameus in order to convince them. You can think of any way. I've talked to Jake about potentially having some associates that will be able to work like that, but I might need other people to get in. I just wanted you to be aware of it in case you wanted to do something about it.
You want me to go, like, set a house on fire?
Yeah, something like that would work.
Which house?
Well, if you go after her church directly, it would.
It was stone.
Well, it was half.
It can still be burned.
Yeah,
It's a half timber house.
Yeah, it's half and half.
Like the first floor is stone, and then above it is half timber.
I'm just thinking if we go directly for her, that might, point back to you pretty heavily.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just a wealthy or, pious person, or even an unpious one that's wealthy. We're going to need some money for the new place. We might want to have Molly scope out a place that we could take stuff and burn down.
Yeah, we'll try to figure out a place that we can hit that we can make money off of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, let's talk to Molly tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Since she finished her task early with 100 on her percentage to find check,
Mm-hmm.
she found him almost instantly.
It's like, I got to that part of the town. It's like, you hear that Gato guy's gonna be in a death match?
Yeah, pretty much.
They use thatch roofs in this city?
What?
What kind of roofs they use?
Roofs?
Yeah.
Most of them seem to be tile or slate.
Tile, slate, no
Ti-
thatches?
Tile, slate, not in this area. You haven't seen any thatches. It's all seems to be like tile, slate. There's a couple stone and tar.
Yeah, so I'd actually have to go get fire starting tools.
It's like, you can't work up Alchemist fire, can you? Like, I don't know if there's actual rules for alchemy to do that, if you're actually trained in alchemy.
I'm trained in alchemy.
Yeah.
I do not know if there are rules to do it. There aren't in the core book. That might be something in Xanathar's.
You also need to. Do you have an alchemy set?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could make some. I mean, I'm making a DC out of my ass about what it's going to take to make some, and then I'll just assign a random time limit and how much money you're going to have to cost to buy the ingredients and fail rates and stuff like that. And if you roll poorly enough, you'll blow up the room that you're in currently with alchemist fire. But you can make some. I will not stop you from trying.
Maybe next time when we look at rules.
If it's only one D20 roll, there's a good chance you're good at it.
Yeah, just potens your way into winning. It's like, do I feel like making out?
He's already shown very much that he likes a D20 roll, allowing you to make another D20 roll.
So you need 2 portents.
2 good portents.
Okay, so that's it for your guys' day?
Yeah.
Alright, well, crow calls, and unless anyone wants to wake up early,
Dawn of a new day.
dawn of the new day. Alright.
How close is the moon?
You can't go there?
It's smiling at us.
As long as it's not closer than it was yesterday, we're all fine.
Dawn of a New Day is in
A Majora's
Mask.
Mask reference.
Never played it.
The moon falls down and breaks the world.
I'm aware of the happenings of Majora's Mask. I've just never played it.
I didn't know that was how every day starts.
Dun, dun.
Go down.
72 hours remain.
Go down, have breakfast.
Fresh loot.
Ask Molly to step up to our office for a moment afterwards.
Sure thing, boss.
Office. How far? How close do we as far as paid on the rooms? Here are we?
It's Tuesday, so tomorrow will be the week.
Yeah, tomorrow's a week.
Okay. How much was it to add another?
Another week?
Yep.
Was
In silver.
2 CP a day. 3 rooms for a week. It was 42 copper pieces.
what he said.
Is basically what we'll round that to 5 silver. So I add 2 more weeks for a gold. Is that my
Yep.
brain working right?
Alright.
I will do that and just put whatever that other would have been on the tab in case Gato needs to come get a drink or whatever.
Alright.
Yeah, just add another couple of weeks on there.
When you go to talk, the boy Jep is at the counter. His father seems to be off somewhere. He goes, another couple weeks in the cell hold. Alright.
It is the best around, I say from the thing. I've also noticed the only place.
Yes, there was places, but apparently they were before I was born. Which everyone in the bar, in the room just goes, which we saw happen!
Like,
As he rolls his eyes, puts a hand over his face, and just goes,
now the true question is, do we say that too, like a strange compulsion, as part of his curse? Or is it just a running joke?
actually, Ryan, take a will check.
good.
Rolled 19.
Yep. None of you say it.
Oh, okay.
Ryan's the only one who has a chance to.
Yeah, so,
It's the curse
21.
has to do with time spent around him.
Oh, okay.
so 21 total.
You needed a 20. I knew you had it. Plus something or another.
So yeah, so it's like, but paid for that. Then bring Molly upstairs.
Yeah, we'll talk to Molly.
All right. What do you want Molly to do with her day?
We want her to scope out a parishioner that would seem good to rob, and we want to burn down his rob him, burn down his place. Not necessarily kill him, but we need a good place out. I mean, he needs to be alive to tell the story of.
Does he?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
The priority is still getting the logistics guy, though.
Yeah, but that's for her. We can go do logistics ourselves today. But her spend the week scoping out a good parishioner that we can make some money off and wouldn't necessarily start a roaring fire that would eat the entire town. We've been warned that's a bad idea.
I wouldn't spread that much. This town's bound to have like
Okay,
magical
so
water.
you want her to find someone with money to rob
Mm-hmm.
and burn down their house. And you want them to be a parishioner of the church.
Yes. She doesn't necessarily do the robbing and stuff. We'll handle that. We just need a good mark.
Okay.
So, we want something semi-influential, but mostly we need some startup cash for this new place. And we can kill two birds with one stone. One flaming stone.
Okay. She goes, alright, come back to you on Monday.
Then ask...
I don't know. If you want to do something as far as making an attempt to make the alchemist fire in order to give us something to start something, then since I wouldn't advise doing it in our rooms, you might be able to use that back alley.
I have no concept to make alchemist fire. That is not a thought that has crossed my mind.
That is not the kind of alchemy I do. But in that case, ask
And then we'll get Doomstayer to work on it, possibly.
ask Ludwig to come back to a couple of the places I talked to some union guys before. See if we can find a logistics man.
Yeah, I will help with.
And by help, I mean I will help you.
We're on a new day, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
It's a brand new day.
Cause
And the sun is high.
Something, gonna die.
All the birds are singing.
Today is an enemy day.
Not really. It is slightly worse than average.
Okay, so you guys are going to go and try to find a logistics member.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I could use those rolls.
For what?
Failed saving throws.
Use them on enemies.
Okay.
Excellent. So, are you going with Ryan to attack people, I guess, or Nick?
I'm going with Nick. We're trying to find the lieutenant because we need that before we can actually move into a place. And I feel like starting to really earn.
It's cutting into your cash as we just keep spending your money.
Yep. Because I've had basically the concept being this entire trip, it has just been eating off of my money, and I'm just the point of it now. I'm just looking at it like gonna hemorrhage. We need to start getting things where money is incoming.
Yeah.
Hey, at least we're making plans for some income.
Okay, I would like a investigation check.
And you're aiding.
Mm-hmm. And another 8. Come on, another 8.
Don't say that.
It's 16.
16 is investigation, so 23. 7 and 16. Yes, 23.
Okay, you are literally spending all day wandering around trying to find someone. You're talking to people, and like every lead they give you, like they're either, you know, too incompetent, impolite, smell bad,
Properly employed.
yeah, thoroughly and happily employed, have a child on the way and they're not willing to leave their job to take out whatever this is. Until almost 9 o'clock in the evening, you find a man who is... You know what? I'm going to do a little randomness on my own.
Ooh, generators.
Yeah, let's generate what this dude is.
Typhon.
You want a Typhon?
Nah, I was just guessing.
I mean...
Do we have bear folk? No.
No, we specifically don't have bear folk. Of all the animal folk we have, none of them are bears. Rabbits, goats, horses, bulls, sure.
Rabbits aren't out yet.
But no bears.
Let's see, we got cats.
They might be by the
birds.
Like 3 different kinds of birds.
Yeah, but no bears. I'm like, why does nobody want to be a bear person?
We only kind
Elephants.
We only kind of have pigs, depending on how you envision orcs.
They're not moblins.
Yeah, we have regular like Tolkien orcs.
Yeah.
Not pig orcs.
You play too much Zelda.
Pig orcs are a big thing in other literature.
Like outside of Western literature.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Obviously we're doing this. Obviously. You walk over and you just hear this guy screaming, you can't do that. You have to pay me my fair wage. It doesn't matter what I look like or who I am. And another guy goes, doesn't say here that I have to do shit. You're not part of the union. Bullshit, I paid my dues. They appear to have gotten lost, so we'll just go ahead and take them out of your wages again next week, shall we? You little rat. And you hear just this crushing noise. And a guy squeaks to run off and goes, you'll never be a part of this business if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah,
And he goes, I'll start my own if I need to. And you hear this doop, doop,
Walking up.
around the corner. You walk up and you run into the hip of a large being. And as you look up and up, you see gleaming silver and decorated horns of a minotaur.
Kilmu?
It is not the almighty Kilmu.
That's good. That man would have died.
Those are just docile bugs. They are not murderers, even though they're called killmoos.
You are, like, singularly impressed. Not only is he well-muscled, the muscles are perfectly proportioned. His horns are correctly shaped, highly decorated, polished jewels.
I mean, you can't
and he
recruit this
smells
guy. If you recruit
so
this guy,
cool.
you can't chop him up.
Like, you've got a little corpse stealer boner about this dude.
Did you just say he smelled good too?
Yeah. And for a minotaur, he is strangely hair-free.
Hans. No, you talk.
Excuse me, little fellow.
Yeah, you talk to him. Certainly. So,
Yes,
I have had Wolfgang speak through while still in the body of Ludwig. So, still looking there. But
he's
I
mentally
believe
shifted, yes.
ultimately, yeah, no, the potion is just to physically shift. I just have multiple personality disorder.
That's fine.
But I believe I overheard something. It sounds like you could do with proper employment of not working for such weasels who can't see the value of all you are.
I put my hand on
Balls
her shoulder.
and arms.
You are coming on a little strong there. We have a business, and I believe we could interest you in some employment with people who would respect what you could do.
Listen, I'm not in charge of hitting people. I don't hurt others. All I do is make sure that what needs to be in one place gets there on time and intact.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for.
I put my arms down as I don't hug him.
It's like, yeah, no, it's... If
You have a
anyone needed
logistics
that
position that we're needing to fill?
Yeah, we have
I'm not
people...
doing a union. They're all...
Not unless you end up choosing to run it.
Yeah, but
Well,
no, explain to them some of our businesses and practices of the legitimate nature that we're going in, starting our own thing, and we need a logistics man, someone who knows the town, knows how to move something from place to place. It's like we have plenty of those other things. I bet people treat him like that all the time, like he's just some big dumb muscle. But we can see him for who he is, a good transporter.
With lots of muscles.
Yes. Shaved, glistening muscles.
honestly,
I thought you
those
told me not to
places
say
are
that.
much worse than here. But we still got our bigots, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you got a job for me? I'd
Yeah.
love to do it. If I'm going to be a part of it, I need a percentage.
Haven't talked to
What-
anyone.
And what were you thinking?
4%.
And it's like, get out my things. Like, I call Ryan. Are any of the lieutenants near? Do you have access to? Where does Abbott live?
Where be Abbott?
Yes.
You guys did meet with him in the morning, and his current task is to go and look for places to live. You can pull him off that, and it won't change his roles or when things will get done. It will just make it get done a day later than it normally would.
Yeah.
So if you want to pull him for that, I'm going to go ahead and say you can.
Well,
Right now, I'm just waiting to see what he even
we
says.
tell him we will have our business manager with us tomorrow morning at the Red Horse Inn. It is already like 8 or 9 at night when we caught
It
him.
is relatively late.
Yeah. It's like, come in, here offer, we'll buy you breakfast.
You got a deal. Name, by the way, Spartacus Boulderbane.
It's been a while since we had a Spartacus Minotaur.
Yes.
Wolfgang
Lovely to meet you.
and Ludwig, Dr. Richter.
Wolfgang Ludwig Dr. Richter. Wolfgang Ludwig Richter.
I'm Jhank.
Yeah, he doesn't really understand that there's a difference.
Of course not. No. It took them, I'm sure, a while to figure out. Oh, there's two of you in there.
And, yeah, very well. I'll see you all later.
Yes.
And as he turned around, you probably noticed it, he has just the most orderly, tight mohawk. And that's all the hair on his body or face, really. It's a little disconcerting if he wasn't so perfectly proportioned.
No, Spartacus what?
Spartacus Boulderbane.
Because Minotaurs, they're basically the more awesome version of dwarves. So that was our Tuesday.
Yep.
Yes, but he was just incredibly neat.
Mhm.
Like, all of his clothes was very clean, hooves freshly polished, horns polished with very clean and decorated jewelry upon them. And he smelled of fresh lavender soap.
There's
Very
every-
Learn a
odd.
thing or two.
Yes, very odd for such a large, intimidating-looking minotaur.
If there's ever been a Bob self-insert, this is he.
For the record, it's my old Spartacus character who had an obsession with cleanliness.
Yes.
Is where this guy's coming from. So no, it's not a self-insert. It is, in fact, just another...
A character insert.
Yeah, it's a character insert.
Yeah.
What's the point of having old characters if you don't shove them into your own campaigns?
You damn Skippy.
I also have found joys of shoving other people's old characters into
Yeah,
campaigns.
why not?
I mean, we haven't looked at any churches of Paylor yet.
I never even thought about throwing Vic in this.
It would be
Just a
confusing.
generic do-gooder cleric.
It would be confusing because some of us still look at Austin and call him Vic. So having an
I'm
actual
pretty sure I've been doing it all day.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
it's something I don't know if ever has been addressed because it always says his actual name down there.
For those of you who are wondering, Austin is occasionally Vic because he had a character much like Eric Rasrauda, famed adventurer, who was so just perfectly played it became a nickname for a while, and it stuck.
And none of us were actually in that game with him.
No one's ever.
None of us were in that game. That's how perfectly he played this.
No one has played with Vickelman.
Like I said, he was just a generically gooder player. He really was not much deeper than that. He was just a really do-gooder player.
Really, Montos was the one who sold that story.
Yes. He was a do-gooder player partied with a, chaotic, evil samurai.
Maybe at
Who
some
couldn't understand how armor works.
maybe at some point in the future we'll go over backstories of where certain things come from, so y'all aren't confused. However,
Ask questions if ever you do want to know, because I'll gather those.
Yeah, we'll get them together and do a Q&A episode or something for funsies.
Yes.
As you head back to the inn, we're going to call that for today.
Yes, so we'll be halfway through Tuesday because me and Adam did. They haven't done anything.
Yeah, you guys did not get your Tuesday yet. But, okay, well... Thank you all for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. Throw some questions down there if you want. We'll gather them up, and if there's a sufficient number, do a Q&A. There may or may not be. Or we might, if there's not a lot of them, we'll probably just answer
in the comments.
In the comments.
Yeah.
It's like we're playing D&D for all. We all got a backlog of old characters.
Yeah, it's pretty common
Everyone's
stuff.
got a backlog.
Anyways, thank you guys for coming. Lovely to see you all. Come back and join us again. Bye.